Hello and heartily welcome to today's video. We have a new week and I have got a new topic. We want to talk about self-control. I think that's a very important topic, and what many people don't know, that we can actually, by the choice of our words, we can actually have more self-control. I want to explore this with you. My name is Dominika Hanschk and I'm glad that you're here with me. Self-control is a very important principle. You could also translate that with self-discipline or willpower. And the thing is that self-control is a major thing in our life, because as studies show, people with more willpower, people with more self-control, they are usually more successful than others. So having self-control is a really good thing to have. But what people don't realize is that actually the use of our language has an impact on our self-control, or it has an impact on how successful we are in using self-control as a means. So take an example. You're going out with friends, or you're meeting up for a barbecue, and one of your friends is actually a vegetarian. So you're doing the barbecue and the meat is ready, and somebody is offering this person some meat. He or she could react in 3 different ways to this situation. The first one would be just to say, no. Okay? The second reaction could be, no, I can't. And the third reaction could be, no, I don't. And even though that sounds like pretty much the same answer, there's actually a huge difference in the choice of those words. So there has been a scientific study into this, and you probably know in the 50s, 60s there was this study on children where they put actually sweets in front of them, and then they had to basically wait for 15 minutes to get double the amount of sweets. And psychiatrists actually looked at the children and tried to find out what kind of coping mechanisms they use to actually wait those 15 minutes for the sweets. The thing is, self-control nowadays is nothing different. It's the same thing for us. But what studies show is that the choice of our language, how we react to these kind of situations, does make a huge difference. So, for example, when this person says no, compared with the situation the person says, no, I can't, we actually see an increase, a 3-fold increase in that this person actually can practice self-control. So just by choosing the word, I can't do this, I can't eat the sweets, I can't eat meat, we are actually increasing our self-control by 3 times. We are 3 times more likely to actually do what we want to do rather than just saying no. And that's a quite interesting fact, right? So just by saying I can't, I'm actually increasing the likelihood of me being successful. But I can't, what does that tell the other person or myself? I can't sounds a bit like, well, my mother told me I can't. My partner told me I can't. Oh, actually, my boss told me I can't. So we are putting the control of why we are not having that meat, why we are not having those sweets, why we are doing overtime, whatsoever. It's not in our control. Somebody else is controlling it. I can't. Because somebody else has decided that I can't. So we are not that conscious. Our unconscious mind is like, oh yeah, that's out of my control. It's not my choice. It's somebody else making that choice, and I just do whatever they say. And so we are likely to fail. But if we take control and we actually say, I don't eat meat, I don't eat sweets, I don't do overtime, then we increase the likelihood of us being successful by 8 times. By 8 times, isn't that amazing? So if you're saying, I don't do meat, I don't eat sweets, I don't do overtime, I don't do overwhelm, I don't do whatever you like, you're increasing the likelihood of you being successful by 8 times. And that's just amazing. I find that really, really interesting, because sometimes we just don't think about those words. We just use I can't, I don't interchangeably. It sounds similar. It's kind of like this similar kind of outcome, right? But no, it makes a huge difference, because when we say I don't, we tell our unconscious mind, hey, this is really important, you better pay attention. We don't eat meat, we don't eat sweets. This is really, really important. Come on. We don't want to have any of this kind of temptations near us. Yeah, so we avoid kind of situations where we may have to react, and there's the likelihood that we can actually not resist. Yeah, so it does make a huge difference. And at the same time, we're telling the other person, I don't. It's a very clear message. Yeah, not just like, oh, come on, make a difference today, nobody is watching. No, I don't. So you better don't discuss that with me, right? So it does make a huge difference. So choose your words carefully. And if something is really, really, really important for you, yeah? And you're only the person that knows your dreams. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to restrict your sugar intake? Yeah? Then just say, I don't do sweets. I don't eat this, that, or the other. Whatever it is, you decide. The second point, which comes to mind looking at self-control, is something people don't realize. Self-control is a mental thing, and we can get mentally fatigued. Yeah. So when you exercise a lot, there will be a time where you can't do any exercise anymore. You're just so tired, exhausted, burnout, whatever. You can't do any more, and then there's no willpower left to continue. And the same happens actually mentally. So we have a certain amount of mental fuel to make decisions, to have willpower, to resist temptation. And when this bucket is empty, then you can't resist anymore. Then you have no willpower left to actually decide. And what does influence that? Well, it's one thing, making decisions. If we have to do lots of decisions, we come into a process called decision fatigue. So we are too tired to think about our decisions. We are just kind of like making one decision after the other, and when then the situation comes along, having some sweets, having some cookies, whatever, we can't resist anymore, because we've made so many decisions during the day already that we're fatigued. Yeah. So the question here is now, how do you react to that? Well, knowing that there is something like decision fatigue, and that I can only make so many qualified decisions per day, I should actually understand, where do I put my focus? What's important to me? So my goals, my dreams, that's the things I should work on first. That's where I should concentrate on, because there I want to make personal decisions that really mean something, that are important to me. And then as the days go on, or we are coming into the evening, etc., then it's not that important anymore. And we could do things where we just doing lots of decisions. So how can you implement that during the day? Well, I'll give you an example. If you wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone to watch the news or to scroll through your social media, and you're constantly deciding, like, no like, nice, no, you're making so many quick decisions, one after the other, that don't really matter to your life. Yeah, it's just random messages, random news that taking your mental capacity to make decisions away. And then when you are actually doing things that matter, you're already mentally so fatigued that you can't do proper decisions anymore, and you can't really think about things properly anymore. And that's a huge that makes a huge impact. Even if you don't do social media, it could be other things. So for example, when you get up and you open the door of your wardrobe and you're, oh, what the heck am I gonna wear today? Okay, and the next thing is you open the cupboard in the kitchen. What am I gonna eat today? And there's one decision after the other. What am I gonna do this? Well, when there's so many decisions already before we actually start on the important things, then we drain our mental capacity to make decisions, and that has a major influence on our life. So I invite you, try to find ways to put the important things first. Yeah, so maybe you decide what to wear in the evening before. Yeah, or you have a standard breakfast which you're having every single day. You don't need to decide. So there are a couple of things you can do. Just think about it a little bit and decide what you're gonna do, what's important to you. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to share with you about self-control and how it impacts our life. And I hope this has given you some idea to, practice more self-control, to have actually the chance doing these things that matter to you most more often. So you can do that, you can influence that, you can influence self-control on the one hand by actually using the right kind of words. Yeah, just remember the difference between no and I can't is 3 times more effective, and the difference between no and I don't, it's 8 times more effective. It makes a huge difference what kind of words you choose to tell somebody what you don't do or what you do. And the second point here, there's actually something called decision fatigue. When we have to decide so many things every single day, we come at a point where we just can't resist temptation anymore because we've made so many decisions already. And life, or what happens in life nowadays with our mobile phones, with our computers and so on, we have so many decisions to make. So try to concentrate on the important things first, so you have quality decisions there, and look how you can reduce the amount of decisions that you have to make every single day. I'm sure you will find some way that will work for you. Okay, that's it for today. I would be really pleased when you're here next week with me again, and I say bye bye for now.